It is Wednesday, November 18th, Rice and Beans World. My name is Matt Stoner, here with Stephen Anthony Lawrence and Max Rice, and today we are going to be discussing COVID vaccines. We are in stage 3 trials for vaccines around the world, especially here in the United States. I actually myself am part of a stage 1 vaccine made by a company up in Northern California, the first pill form that's going to be available. So this is going to be a fun one for us today. Gentlemen, what are we thinking about the progress made on vaccines so far? Do we trust them? Are you going to get them? And why or why not?
I'm getting 2 of them. Screw it, dude. I'm doubling my chances just to be safe. I'm getting all of them, dude. I'm gonna be like a freaking pincushion, dude. I don't want that guilt. I don't want that smoke. I want all the vaccines. Give them to me, baby. What happens? I want to know what happens if you take 2 of those pills.
I'll be safe, and I may be a lot of things, but I'm not a guinea pig. So I'll let Steven take it first, and then let you follow the lead. And I do believe
it's been
I think there's systemic
16 days
racism
since I've been dosed.
I think there's
I'm still
systemic
here.
racism in healthcare, in education, in the justice system, and definitely in healthcare. And so when they're saying that they want the Black communities and the elderly communities to be the first ones to get these vaccines, that's kind of a red flag for me. I've seen a bunch of scary movies. That's not.
Hey, I want that recorded, and I thank God we're recording this because I want a record of someone on the right saying there's systemic racism.
There is 100%.
I want that on record. I'm sending that to Fox.
And it's and racism, but also it's like a lot of it's there's layers to it, because I do think the elderly too is taken in.
So it's like the Shrek analogy of racism.
Yeah.
It's like an onion.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, but the Black community was pretty central to the onion, because slavery that's the original sin of this country.
So like saying crack,
point.
Yeah, so saying cracker isn't as bad as like some of the other ones. Is that what you're saying, Max?
Oh, that's a compliment. You can call me Cracker.
Call him Uncle Cracker.
Call me Cracker.
And then he can make terrible music for a decade.
Yeah. Oh,
by the time we get to third round, I mean, the trial that I'm a part of, the first round, there's 35 people that are going to be a part of it. I'm the 12th person in the world to receive this specific vaccine. So I will be a guinea pig. I am a guinea pig. By the time this is through, I think we record this on Sunday, so it's been 13 days since I've been dosed. I've had no side effects. It wasn't a double blind. I do know, in fact, that I was having positive reactions to it so far. So I do think that there is a level to which things are going to be tested enough before. I mean, round 2 is going to be several hundred people. Round 3, you're looking at between 30 and 60,000 people. Would you feel safe within 6 months, assuming that they verify that all of these things are safe moving forward, having people take the vaccine? And what is the alternative if you don't? I mean, do we stay locked down?
Yeah, no, that would make me feel a lot safer if you be the guinea pig. I wouldn't feel safe if you take a job at a newspaper taking photos for a mysterious Superman, and you're like the only guy to be getting exclusive photos. I'd be suspicious then. But
I start shooting spider webs out of my hands.
Exactly. Then I might,
pictures of Spider-Man.
Or Venom. Wasn't he a journalist too? What's up with journalists in the Spider-Man universe? But that would make me feel better, because I do think we are rushing things, and I hope it works out for the best. But there obviously is a chance that it doesn't.
Here's my point of view. We need to rush things. Have you seen our freaking economy? Have you seen our economy lately? Operation. I usually, as a Democrat, I'm not going to give Trump a lot of credit. However, I do got to give him credit for Operation Warp Speed. This has been, a big comeback for our country. Having Pfizer, AstraZeneca having, good results now. Even Fauci is saying that the vaccine is going to be safe for the general public. The general public's probably going to get in April. At-risk people January. I got to give the Trump administration and also Fauci, mainly credit for that.
Okay, that's gonna be my new voicemail, so I'm gonna take the Fauci part out. We got that on camera, but
it's his ringtone.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sure.
Gotta credit the Trump administration. Yeah, no. We had to rush it. We had to rush it. I'm just saying, I don't want to be the one turning into a Walking Dead. So I'll wait.
But that's what I really think people don't understand. I think they really understand that, hey, if we give a bad vaccine that makes people grow a second head, it is going to destroy whatever faith you have at all. So
yeah, still doesn't mean it won't happen, right? Because it's
So
science.
speaking-
One thing about science, it's a method. It's a scientific method.
I think it comes down to money. Like, if we put out a bad product, people are not going to like it and will probably boycott us and stop using it. It comes down to money. Oh,
Speaking of blind faith as well, I mean, you definitely have a lot of people that are afraid of vaccines. Of course, there's the entire contingent of people that are anti-vaxxer. What is causing the expansion of lack of trust in the American medical system? Do you think it is Trump referring to doctors or Fauci specifically as, the fake news of doctors, for lack of a better phrase? Or do you think that there's an underlying issue of just distrust in the American medical system that's causing sort of this ultimate distrust?
I think a lot of people have animus, and it shouldn't. Like, no one really is individually responsible, because there's a lot of just horrible things happening at the hospital level, the insurance level, the government level, just like individual anecdotal like stories. And so I think just people are taking animus from their debt that they shouldn't be having out on it. Because I don't think it has anything to do with Trump at all. And we all have our personal anecdotes where science didn't work out. Like in my family, my great grandma, she when she was young, like in her late 20s, early 30s, had a little bit of a mental breakdown because her husband was in like a military base, I believe. And with the doctors at the time, Nobel Peace winning doctor at the time, I mean, the doctor won Nobel Peace Prize for this new procedure. And this procedure was called lobotomies. They did a whole show on Netflix about this called Nurse Ratched. And yeah, she was one of the 50,000 Americans that got lobotomy, and like totally like blew up that family because she had 2 young kids at the time. And so I think a lot of people just have personal animus and they kind of take it out as a whole, and they should try to be more measured. So I think that's just naturally there. And
well,
then
I
the profit like effery that's been going around.
I think yeah. Even though I just did give Trump administration a little credit, I got to take it back here, because they are instilling doubt in basic medical practices such as wearing a mask during an operating table, calling it a liberal hoax. What? Come on, people.
You look pretty lame in your mask. I'm just kidding.
Give me
that was
I know.
bad.
Well,
that was bad. Yeah, that was really bad.
It is. And you want to know the scary thing during this last 6 months? More nurses and doctors have resigned since any modern time in history, probably since the Spanish flu, right? And you want to know why healthcare and the quality of care is slipping? It's because we alienate doctors. I had a friend who was a nurse that was making $60,000 a year, be working 60 hours a freaking week, about to kill herself because she was tired of losing patients every day. Instead, now she makes $500,000 a year selling feet pics over the internet and works 10 hours a week.
Who's benefiting society more, like her now or then?
But that's my point. Who in society do we really respect more? The nurse that's working her ass off 60 hours a week, or someone much respect to them, also hustling but showing their feet. One's a little bit harder of a job, my opinion.
Talk about wealth inequality. Like, there's so much money being spent in healthcare. Where the hell is it going? Where the hell is it going?
One of the interesting things about the American healthcare system, and of course we'll probably do a universal healthcare segment later, is that you go to other countries and things do not cost this much. You're not paying $1,000 for a broken arm. Different people have different opinions. A lot of it is equipment. A lot of it is the fact that doctors deserve to be paid well. Do not get me wrong. There is a incredible barrier to entry with education in the medical field. So, of course, paying off your medical debt. But a lot of it is the fact that in the United States, they do allow litigation against doctors for malpractice for certain things that in other countries you wouldn't. So it's complicated. It's a very complicated issue. And especially within the American medical system, things just are obscenely expensive. You go to other countries and people are going, no, it doesn't cost this much money to fix a broken arm. It doesn't cost this much to get an x-ray. But we have been conditioned to believe so much that this is what the cost of everything is. We just kind of accept it.
Exactly, man. You show people in Canada a bill like a $4,000 ambulance ride, they about pass out. They've never seen such a thing.
And I hope Republicans will admit with me that one of the big letdowns of the Trump administration were the two first years where they had a super majority and they tried to tackle healthcare, and they got a 19-page PowerPoint done with Paul Ryan with his sleeves up, drinking Busch Light or just some crap beer. Never had a job in his life.
You cannot repeal Obamacare without replacing it. These people have it backwards. You have to replace, then repeal.
Yeah, they didn't have a replacement.
Yeah, they don't.
And Obamacare is Romney care. So Obamacare sucks. Romney care sucks. Ryan care sucks. We need a care.
Trump care sucks.
Make Band-Aids cheap again. Make
ambulance
rides cheap again.
Perfect.
Fair.
Gentlemen, any closing arguments on the COVID vaccine for this afternoon?
Can you take your pill recreationally?
So much going on.
That could be a thing.
Take it, you schmucks. Have a good night. Good night.
Absolutely. Hey, how about this? If they sponsor this show, I'm taking it day one.
You gotta let me inject you with it in the ass.
Absolutely. I'll take the Tom Hanks vaccine.
We'll do it for the likes.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We have closed the gap on the score today. So we are now at 10 points for Mr. Max Rice. Stephen Anthony Lawrence right behind with 9 points. We have 2 more days for him to catch up. Once again, as a reminder, at the end of the week, the loser is going to be doing a dare selected by the winner, and you get to choose that. Every legal option in the comments. Legal, please. Emphasis on legal. Anyways, we will see you tomorrow, where we are going to be discussing the COVID transition team that Biden has put together, as well as more COVID stuff. See you tomorrow.
Peace.